If you wish to know about famous plumbers, then this video is just for you. Over the years, plumbing has emerged as a very respectable profession. It has evolved as an extremely skilled trade that demands training and licensing. In today's world, the services offered by the plumbing community are absolutely indispensable. A considerable portion of America's population is engaged in this trade. But did you know that this occupation has also attracted several people who are hailed as celebrities today? Many famous personalities that we look up to had blue-collar day jobs like plumbing before they made it big and became who they are today. Let us learn about some plumbers who are famous in both the real and the real worlds. There have been several celebrities and notable personalities who began their career in the plumbing profession. In the following section, let us look into some of the famous plumbers in real life. The great Albert Einstein was once quoted saying that if he could do it all over again, he would become a plumber. He considered plumbing to be a notable trade. In 1954, Einstein declared in one of his letters to a magazine that he wished to become a plumber in order to find a modest degree of independence under the circumstances that existed back then. Sir Michael Caine has acted in several motion pictures, including Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy, and been an Oscar nominee for every year since the 1960s. But much to our surprise, Caine, before turning towards the big screen, worked as a plumber's assistant. He was searching for plumbing apprenticeships before his film took off and made him a huge name in the film industry. Bob Hoskins, the late actor, worked in many manual labor jobs like that in the plumbing industry before his acting career began. He is known to have worked as an assistant plumber. Eventually, Hoskins also went on to play a plumber named Mario in the famous movie Super Mario Bros. John L. Sullivan is often referred to as America's first sports celebrity. Sullivan in his youth worked as an assistant plumber to fulfill some of his dreams and passions. His career as an apprentice plumber continued simultaneously with his practice of boxing. Eventually, he went on to become a boxing champion. Michael Flatley is the star and creator of Lord of the Dance. Flatley is an international dance star who believed that nothing is impossible. He also owns his own plumbing outfit, Dynasty Plumbing. Flatley's father founded the Illinois-based company Flatley's Plumbing Express. Before delivering super hit music and becoming a rock star, Black Sabbath lead man Ozzy Osbourne had dropped out of school at the tender age of 15 to be a plumber's assistant. He worked as a trainee plumber for about 3 years while practicing music on the side. Conor McGregor has had a rather inspirational journey. He is an Irish professional mixed martial artist and a boxer. But before he entered this world, he had taken up plumbing as a trade to make a living and is known to have worked for 12 hours a day. With his passion, dedication, and hard work, Conor went on to become a huge success story. Joe Cocker's rendition of a Beatles song brought him into the limelight. But long before this immensely talented and versatile man became a famous singer and musician, he is known to have worked as an apprentice plumber and a gas fitter in England. John Gotti was a big name in the American underworld. He was the head of the Gambino crime family, but also a plumbing salesman in Arc Plumbing and Heating Corporation. It has been known that he often resorted to his plumbing business and kept it at the forefront when he wanted to put his illegal activities out of sight. However, we would be wrong if we thought of famous plumbers only in terms of the real world. Plumbers have been celebrated in the fictional world as well. Plumbing and silver screens go a long way back in time. It is an indispensable and inescapable profession in the real world as well. The following section will discuss some of the most famous plumber characters that we have seen in movies and television series. Let us begin with the 1993 movie titled Super Mario Bros., in which the Mario brothers, Mario and Luigi, portray two plumbers who are out on a mission to save a princess from an evil dictator. They are presented as the world's last hope for survival, and well, we could not disagree. In the famous television series Desperate Housewives, James Denton plays a friendly neighborhood plumber, Mike Delfino. He is known for being honest and hardworking. In this Australian psychological thriller film titled The Plumber, the story revolves around a very mysterious and psychotic man called Max, who works as a plumber and terrorizes a student. The movie was released in the United States of America in 1979. In this 1932 film named The Passionate Plumber, the protagonist, named Elmer Tuttle, plays a plumber. The plot turns into a wacky comedy when this plumber is hired to perform some residential plumbing work only for him to eventually fall in love with his employer. In this 1955 movie titled The 7-Year Itch, Victor Moore plays a plumber who shares screen space with the leading lady Marilyn Monroe and plays a critical role in the plot of the story. A Plumbing We Will Go released in 1940 and was one of the earliest short films. The trio, named Curly, Moe and Larry, create a ruckus and end up destroying the plumbing system of a mansion, much to the comic suffering of the residents. The movie Manchester by the Sea, released in 2016, it is the most recent and correct portrayal of the world of plumbing. The protagonist, named Lee Chandler, plays a handyman working in Massachusetts. He responds to several clients facing issues like leakages with toilets and boilers. Lee handles these problems accurately and with precision, and is even found saying that these jobs are best left to professional plumbers. The makers of this film are also known for having coordinated with a local plumbing company to ensure that the film got everything right. There was an episode in the famous series Popeye the Sailor titled Plumber's Pipe Dreams, where the protagonist Popeye tries to fix a leaky faucet, but his efforts ultimately resulted in a disastrous flooding of the entire city. Herbert Hoover is known as the father of plumbing. He was a prominent engineer who was appointed as the Secretary of Commerce in 1921. Hoover brought in a new vision and believed that proper planning could change the course of the nation. He harped on the need for indoor plumbing and electricity in every household. Hoover was a technocrat who loved innovation and wanted to improve the standard of living by implementing better engineering concepts. Therefore, before Hoover became the nation's 31st president, he was one of the fathers of modern plumbing codes for the Circuit of Plumbers, along with Dr. Roy B. Hunter, who was the head of the plumbing division for 2 decades. After extensive research, Hunter addressed a few basic principles that were essential in order to have a safe plumbing system. The first plumbing code was therefore developed in 1928 and was nicknamed the Hoover Code, as a tribute to the man who realized the need for developing such a code, and also to Hunter's research, which had an unparalleled contribution towards developing a nationwide plumbing code. Their work is still cited in US plumbing codes used today, and current codes continue to be based on this work. You may have heard that the man who invented the first toilet as early as 1596 was John Harrington. However, our knowledge of the plumbing field is insufficient unless we mention another name, which is that of Thomas Crapper. It was during World War I that the American soldiers stationed in England came across a very different type of toilet. It is Scrapper, who can be credited for designing a modern and very successful range of flush toilets. He developed the ball cock, which is an enhanced mechanism for filling up the toilet tanks and continues to be used in toilets even today. This was a very nascent concept for those American soldiers, and they carried these flush toilets back home when they came back from war. We hope that this video has helped you to know and learn about some of the greatest names in the world of plumbing.